sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is up, everybody? What's going on? And welcome to Mets Talk Unfiltered, episode 20, the All Star Break edition. And, we were debating back and forth when to do this the last couple of days, myself and Eddie. I've been a little bit busy. Was there ready to talk about? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like everything's been exhausted. But we also want to make sure that we keep in touch with you guys. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you guys don't forget about us. So we said, you know what? We'll do it and we'll chop it up. We'll take a little quick overlook on the first half and all that good stuff. Look ahead a little bit, touch on a little bit of the rumors going on, a little bit of David Wright and what's happening this weekend and all that good stuff. But before we do any of that, let's say hello to my partner Eddie. Eddie, what's going on, my guy? How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, heck. Coming off that All-Star game, at first I got to be honest, I thought the All-Star game was boring, and I got to tell you, man, the way that shit ended, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I know a lot of fans didn't like it, but for me, that shit was Hollywood. I loved it. I loved the way they ended it, man. I loved it.
Yeah, no. Listen, I had forgotten because I think that rule's been put in now for about 3 years. I think
Yeah,
they put that in 2022 where they would have that what do they call it? A swing off? I keep forgetting what it's called. A swing off, right?
yeah. It's a
But we just
home
hadn't seen it.
home run derby.
Yeah, a swing. I think it's called a swing off. So, but we hadn't seen it, so I had forgot that rule was in there. But no, it was definitely something different. It was definitely exciting. Now, what I don't like is you hear people talking about, oh, we're gonna start seeing that in regular season games. We're gonna start seeing that being implemented. Listen, I'm not one. I didn't have a problem when it was talked about and it was going to be introduced, the pitch clock. I don't really have a problem with the ghost runner, call it whatever you want to call it. Maybe they should push it an inning or two. I understand that argument. What else? The bigger bases, like all the things that we've done that has gotten pushback. I haven't been involved in some of the pushback. Yes, some no. I haven't had a problem with it, and this may play out to be the same. But I don't want to see this in regular season games. I don't give a damn if it takes 19 innings. You know what I'm saying? Play the damn game. Play the damn game. Now I'll say this: I don't know if the All Star game was boring. Now I wasn't totally focused on it. I was in and out. I was working, so I don't know if I agree with you and Jeffrey. And what's up, Jeffrey? How you doing, D-Rels? Good to see you guys. I don't know if I would say that it was boring. You thought it was boring, huh?
Up until the ninth inning, it was a very
Yes, you
boring
weren't
game.
even excited with Pete Three Run Homer. Jeez,
I
man.
mean, okay. Well, I mean, it is what it is. I didn't even think he hit a home run when he swung at that pitch. But to me, it was a boring game up until the ninth inning. To
Let
me,
me
it was
ask you
very
this: when you say it's
boring.
boring, right? Like when we sit down to watch an All Star game, and I'm even just asking myself, right? What exactly are we looking for? Are
I
we
mean,
looking for offense? And is that
look,
really what you want
I
in an
mean,
All-Star game? Or are you looking for stars to shine? And if it so happens that the pitchers shine, then I guess it could make for a boring game if the pitchers are over there going and dominating the hitters, right? And you want to see some of these stars also be able to show out against the pitchers. So I think it's tough for All-Star game to call it. I mean, I guess it could be boring if there's absolutely no offense. But I thought there was quite enough offense yesterday. Yeah, at first it was National League, but they did score 5 runs early, two in the first inning right away. But
right.
again, who started? Tyreek Skubal, right? Was it Skubal that started for the first
Screwball.
inning? Do we really want to see him get knocked around? Or do you want to see him beat Tyreek Skubal, right? So like I think it's tough. Like, what are we looking for in the All-Star game? What's up, Junior? How you doing, my guy?
I think it's simple. You're looking for stars to shine. And
Right.
you're right with what you're saying. Last night, for the most part, the pitching shined, but it was a big gap in that game. Like you said, the National League came out, scored early, and then there was this huge gap until I think it was the seventh
And
or the
Pete,
eighth.
yeah, Pete hit the home run. Like, what was it? The
Right.
sixth, seventh?
Peter hit the home run. After that, it was sort of boring. And then, what was it? Rooker hit the 3-run homer for the AL. You're like, okay, but I still kind of felt like the game was over. I felt like the AL wasn't coming back. And the next thing I know, they do come back. But the way that thing ended, for me, that shit was money.
Right, but that's the thing though. Can you ever feel like it's really over in the All Star game? Right, you wouldn't necessarily feel that way in a. I mean, I guess you would, but like, I mean, me as a fan, depending on how the game is going, I'm always like, nah, man, there's a chance until that fat lady sings with the 27 ounce. Sometimes it takes longer than that. There's always a chance, especially in the All-Star game when you got all-star players, you got stars, and you're looking for them to shine. Isn't there always a possibility that one or two will shine to what you get last night, where they do come back and tie the game, and then you have the swing off, which the swing off. Man, listen,
A lot of people are talking about it.
excuse me, sorry, oof, that was terrible.
It's okay. Yeah, man. Well, no, I'm just saying a lot of people are talking about that swing off. I think it was Logan Webb said we might have changed the game, the way the game's going to be played. Like, yeah, you watch, mark my words, there's going to be talks to do that instead of extra innings coming soon.
Well, that's what I just said. I don't want any part of it. I don't want any part of that. It was cool for the All-Star game for the exhibition. You want a playoff game ending like that?
Not a playoff game, no.
So like the Ghost Runner just in the regular season.
I don't mind the Ghost Runner.
I don't know, but the Ghost Runner doesn't exist in the playoffs. Am I wrong?
Correct. No.
So you want to implement this just in the regular season and not in the playoffs?
I think it would be just regular season.
I guess I don't like it.
I
mean, listen, it was exciting.
It was dramatic.
I hated that Pete stayed with the bat in his hands, but I liked that the National League won. I really hated initially that we even got to that point. Dave Roberts, what the hell are we doing? Why wasn't my guy Edwin Diaz closing that game? I don't give a damn that whoever the hell what's his name? Suarez had 28 out of 31 saves. I don't care. He's not better than Edwin Diaz. And read the room. We're in Atlanta. He's about to get the MVP. What better than Edwin Diaz to close it out? You want to play games. Hate him.
I didn't understand that move.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't understand it.
Initially, I hated the whole idea of it. And then Pete doesn't even get to hit. Because what the hell is Aaron Boone doing with
Oh my God.
How many home runs does this guy have?
9
home runs. And this was your last
guy
to try to win. Like, what the hell are we doing?
What?
But then I came to find out that I think John Heyman posted that these were decided from the day before.
Right.
Based on, some of the guys were not going to be there. So I guess Aaron Judge was gone. Shohei Ohtani was gone because people were wondering why not Ohtani.
Yeah, I heard guys hopped on.
These guys were already left. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't like it for the regular season. I guess I could learn to like it. It's not a big deal.
Again, dramatic.
But it was fun. That was fun last night. I'm not gonna lie, that was fun. And shout out to Schwarber, man. I didn't like Pete picking him up and all that nonsense. Too much lovey-dovey with the opponent, man. I couldn't see my guy David Wright doing that, as we seen in the clip. As he said, I couldn't stand them dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to go hugging I know Kyle Schwarber. Oh, David Wright this. Enough of your David Wright hate. We're not doing that today. We're not doing the David Wright hate today, first of all. And I know you love Kyle Schwarber and his home runs and he's a free agent. We could talk about that at another time. I'm just talking about right now, he's the fucking enemy.
He's the enemy, but he won the NL the game.
So I don't give a damn. You can celebrate without freaking picking him up and doing all that other nonsense.
But it meant something.
Listen, I'm having fun, bro. Don't get like my
but don't you? Oh, yeah.
I had to tell yo.
But it meant something to these guys.
Yeah, no, of course.
But like you said, Aaron Boone's decision. Who the fuck is picking those guys?
Well, like I told you, I think guys were gone. Yeah, I think guys were gone. Guys had their flights ready to go. It's disgusting. Man. It's disgusting. That's what it was. Like a lot of the guys weren't going to be around. The starters weren't going to be around once they came out of the game.
Well,
so listen, I don't know. I didn't see video or pictures or anything like that to see if those guys were still there, if a Judge was still there, if Ohtani was there.
I don't think they were.
Who was it? There was one of the pictures that came out in their street clothes.
Yeah.
I think it was Scooble.
Was it
Scooble?
Yeah, it's sort of. He was wearing like a black shirt.
Yeah. He came out in his street clothes for the. I guess his flight got delayed.
I guess. I don't know.
What I'm saying? Oh, I was wondering today. I wonder what the pecking order for that is. Right? Who gets to fly out first? Is the Shohei Ohtani get the clearance first out of the private airport? You know what I'm saying? And who comes after him? You know what I'm saying? Who was the next biggest star? What is the Judge is number 2. What is Lindor land and all that with his family? But Lindor was over there till practically the end. Pete,
was
Pete's
Lindor there at the end?
Huh?
Lindor was there. I don't
I
remember
mean,
seeing.
he didn't come out the game till like the 7th inning, so I don't know. But I don't know.
Right,
I'm just saying, like, I wonder how that pecking order goes when they're trying to figure out, like, yo, I need to get out of here. I'm going here. I'm going there. Like, how does
yeah.
that work? You know what I'm saying? Like, and
From what
are
I
these
read,
guys all getting police escorts to the freaking airport? Like, the traffic, and that's probably why a lot of them like to leave during the game, right? Because there's no traffic.
Everything. Yeah.
There's no
I mean, but
traffic.
it's Atlanta, Hector. I don't know if you've ever been to Atlanta. Atlanta's sort of spread out, especially
Yeah,
with
but
that.
an event like that, I'm sorry, bro. After the game, there's got to be some traffic. I would think.
Definitely. And remember, guys want to be with their families. This is their vacation for 2 days.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's why guys want to get out of there. We heard Lindor say he was going out there to spend the day with his parents.
Yeah.
Today, and then coming to New York tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what it is. So that's why these guys leave early, and that's why Aaron Boone had to have Jonathan Aranda. That's his name. I don't even fucking know his full name.
Yeah,
Jonathan Aranda to be the third hitter and to leave my man P with the bat in his hands. But it is what it is. You know, P should have got the MVP, but at least we know he did the damn thing. And shout out to all the guys, man. I think Lindor went hitless, but made a couple of nice plays on the field.
No, I mean, nice play short.
So he showed out his stardom there. David Robertson came in. They gave us a nice clean inning. I think maybe he gave up a hit, but got
Not David Robertson, David Peterson. We'll talk about Robertson later.
Yeah, geez. David Peterson came in there and got us a clean inning.
He had a nice inning.
And then Edwin Diaz, gave up the time run there on an infield hit, but
that was you know
what I'm saying? He shouldn't have been put in that situation, in my opinion.
That was true.
It would have been nice if we could have got the save because it would have secured my guys MVP. But all in all, good showing for our Mets. And let me ask you this, Eddie, as we move on from that, because I was talking about it in the space yesterday, and I know you probably didn't hear this. But my guy Sal Licata, WFAN Sal Licata, a friend now, came on the show yesterday and said, "No Soto, no Sal," and he was going to. I
saw your post.
He was going to boycott the All-Star game, and I called the show. I was like, "Are you crazy? Are you crazy? We got 4 other Mets there that deserve our support, and on top of that, we bitched and moaned for 4 or 5 years about Francisco Lindor not getting in, and when he finally gets in, we're gonna boycott Francisco Lindor and all these guys. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, look, Soto made his own bed. He started producing in June. That's why I didn't make the All-Star game. Very simple. So I'm not going to boycott the All-Star game because Soto didn't make it. Again, there was nothing. There's nothing on. There's no sports events whatsoever on last night, and that was by far the best one. I thought at times it was boring, but the way it ended for me, I thought it was one of the best things I ever watched, baseball-wise. So, no, I don't believe in. I was going to boycott the game because Soto didn't make it. That's on Soto for producing. I know he went scorched earth in June, but that's on him. First 2 months, he didn't do shit. It's his problem.
Yeah, no, I agree. And listen, I'm sure part of that was fun. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't call my guy Sal back today, which I wanted to. I didn't even listen to the show because I was sleeping. I've been working at night. About to switch back to days though. But anyway, it's a different story. So I slept through the show, but then I heard he was all upset and bent out of shape about P not getting the MVP and talking about the game. And I guess people were calling and saying, "Wait a minute, you were boycotting the game. What the hell do you know what happened?"
Wow.
So I don't know. But anyways, like I said, all in all, just a good All-Star break, a good showing of our Mets, our 4 Mets in the All-Star game. Yeah. And then that brings us to, the first half. The first half, which started out real good. I forget the record, but we were like doing phenomenal, right? And to the point,
22 games over 500 was a high watermark.
We got to the point of 22 games, but that happened right before June, right?
June 13th is when everything sort of collapsed.
But it started good, and we were coming in here and doing these things, and we were all this and that, certain things that stood out that maybe worried us long term, or that we felt like maybe how's this gonna play out. And I remember you kept asking me, "Are you worried about?" And I kept telling you, "No, not really. There's gonna be some leveling out, but it ain't gonna be too bad." Well, it was bad. It was bad, Eddie. It was real ugly for a while, right? It was real ugly for a while. And when you're going through it, it's hard to look at it rational sometimes, right? And it's hard to take the long view. And it's hard sometimes to remember it's a long season. It's 162 games and blah 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 blah. So we went through it a little bit. We went through it a little bit, but as we come here to the break, and you sit back and you look, right, and I'm thinking over the break, and
There
I'm
you
like,
go.
man, okay, we're doing pretty damn good. We're half a game out of first place. You know what I'm saying? We're half a game out of first place.
13 games over.
13 games over. Not many were expecting us to be there, right? We were expected to be the third team in the division and go make a wild card because no one expected the Atlanta Braves to be 42 and 53 and 12 games out,
No, no,
right? So I started
no. I
thinking,
even thought they'd come back to life. They never did.
yeah, yeah. I'm still Eddie. I still don't want to say never,
Of course, because
but
I'm never
yeah,
counting that.
no, yeah, you're right. They haven't, and they may be never. But then it also got me to thinking, like, man, to think where we came from last season, right? And I've said it a lot of times this season, on my own and posts and stuff like that. We can't have gone through 2024 and lose our minds in April and May this year, right? So I said, oh, let me go look where we were at the All-Star break in 2024. And boy, oh boy,
Yeah,
we were 12 and a half games back. We were only 3 games of 500. We were looking like the Braves were looking. And
yeah.
this is why I don't want to say. Now I
Right.
think they're under
Well, we're a little
500.
bit better than the Braves. A
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. We're a little bit better. I think they're under 500. But as far as like 12 and a half games back, that's what I'm focusing on right now for some reason. But 12 and a half games back.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
huge.
So when you take that into account, and you can say, okay, maybe the league is better right now, the National League is better, the teams are playing, but whatever the case may be, but we're still in a much better place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we're 2.5. I think we have the lead in the wild card by 2.5. So
Well, we're going to get to that too. When
yeah,
when we look at the wild card, when we look at the wild card standings, yeah, we were the second team now, two and a half up, I believe it is. Um, and then but last year we were the last wild card. Again, 3 games over 500. Look at this though, Eddie. Last season, because this was a topic of conversation sometimes too.
right.
We were plus 13 in run differential.
Okay. What are we? We're way ahead of that.
Yeah, which was another reason why people were like, "There's no way." You know what I'm saying? That we were fighting to even make a wild card. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we look at this year, like you said, we're
There
the
we go.
second wild card. We have a two and a half game lead, and our run differential is 45 games.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Now
Big.
it's not the 100 that it was when we were plus 22
Yeah.
in our record for that day and a half that we were there, but it's a lot better than we
It's
were
a
last year. And I
yeah.
bring that up to say, like I said, and we call it a roller coaster. And this year I started having fun because I was hating on the wave so much. You know what I'm saying? And talked about how we're gonna ride the wave of the seasons. Well, this wave has up and downs, right? There's
Right.
John Franco. I see Ken, my guy Ken referenced John Franco, the John Franco
Enough
thing.
with the John Franco references.
I don't know what the hell was that about, but John Franco likes to call it peaks and valleys, right?
Jesus Christ.
So we
Okay.
go through all that, and we were in a valley, in a dip in a roller coaster, and whatever the hell you want to call it, and it didn't feel good. And like I said when we started this, you lose sight. And you can take that down, Quay. You lose sight of
Just how well we're doing.
how well we're doing and what's contributing to the struggles. And the reality is that yes, people expected the pitching to have a regression, right? And is Griffin Canning gonna be able to hold it up for the whole year? Is Clay Holmes gonna be able to make the transition and pitch a whole year? Is Tyler McGill gonna finally make the step forward to actually
Yeah.
be a consistent starter? Is
He
this
does the
and that?
same thing.
Is David Peterson gonna be an ace? Is what is Kodai Senga? And what is this and what is that? And we lose sight that Kodai Senga got hurt. Tyler McGill, who was pitching well and then struggled a little bit, ended up being hurt.
Again.
Griffin Canning out for the year. Paul Blackburn, whatever, but he's hurt. Sean Manaea has been gone all year.
Right.
Frankie Montas started on the year on the IL, but we're gonna put those two aside. But the
Correct.
guys that were here, we lost some of those guys. So that had a role into how we're playing. Now we debated, and it was frustration as to how it was handled, and we bringing up these journeymans, and we're just using the opener, and why we don't go make a move, and why we don't bring up one of the young guys for a spot
Kids.
start, and all of this and all of that. But at the end of the day, we're half a game out of first place, and I feel that we should feel so much better about where we are right now and the outlook. And listen, last season is last season, but you like if you take that into account, I think we're in a pretty good spot, Eddie. I think we're in a pretty good spot.
I'm with you. Look, was I worried post June 13th? I believe that's when it all started. I have to admit I was very worried as the injuries started piling up. Griffin Canning, Blackburn, that sucks. And now we're seeing the
And even the bullpen, which I forgot, Jeffrey's right.
correct.
Mentor,
I was going to talk about Minter and those guys.
young.
Right,
Yeah, no, go ahead,
young.
go ahead, my bad.
So, like, we're still, despite all that, we're still 13 games over, and we overcame the hardest part of our season, which started on June 13th, and we now have, I believe, we have enough starting pitching to get us to the postseason. I believe we have enough to get us at a minimum into the wild card. Do we need to address certain things on this roster? We absolutely do, and that starts with David Stearns. It starts with the bullpen, and it probably starts and ends with a bat. But we are in a much better place than we were 1 year ago, in light years ahead better. And the roster's better. I mean, everything is better on this team. But with that said, we want to go back to where we were 1 year ago, and that's get to at the minimum to the league championship series. So I have high expectations. I'm not.
So do I. And so do I. Now it's interesting. You just brought up a point that's going to help us segue and transition to something here that I wanted to talk about. As it all, and here, blunt thoughts, but talk unfiltered, we're all over the place. But we try to streamline things sometimes, and when we do, I get excited. But I want to show you. Make sure I have it here. Am I sharing my screen? No, I'm not.
Yet.
So I apologize, Quay. You could have never brought that up. But I want to show you a post from Mark Healy today. Shout out to Mark Healy that he posted on X. And I say this all the time, guys. Sometimes we have to understand what we're intaking. And sometimes people take this information, they think it's like, oh, this is a fact, or this is what's gonna happen, or this is this, and that's that. Like, and no, that's not the case. That is not the case. So Mark Healy put out this post. Oh, my bad. Mark Healy puts out this post today, and he says, I'm hearing Mets will not be in starting pitching market at the deadline. Sources believe the focus will be on bullpen. Not getting any traction on Mets making a major deal. Look for smaller strategic acquisitions. Right? Now, listen, shout out to Mark for putting in the legwork, speaking to whoever the hell he spoke to. This is what he's been able to gather. But you yourself right now just said you're confident and you feel good about the pitching that we have getting us to the postseason. Right? So I say that
I still think they got to make a move.
Right. But what kind of move?
I think bullpen at the very least.
Okay. So what is he saying here?
He's saying that
Mets will not be looking at the starting pitching market at the deadline. Sources believe the focus will be on the bullpen. Right. You share the same thought, Eddie.
Correct.
You haven't spoken to a damn person. That is just your view of the team.
Right.
So I was talking
any Met fan with a half a brain knows we need bullpen help.
Right.
These guys are pitching way too much.
But not only that, any Met fan with a half a brain. I was talking to my guy Joe. I shouldn't say that. Say this. I was talking about because it's gonna sound bad. I was talking to my guy Joe a little while ago before we did the show. Joe gets bent out of shape about everything.
Right.
So Joe sees this, and Joe's like, David Stearns is not gonna do anything. I tell you, I said, Joe. I said, Joe, hold on. Let's have a rational conversation here. and let's look at and talk about what we have. And I told him straight up. See, I don't say stuff that I don't tell people to their face. It's blunt thoughts 24/7.
That's it.
I said, Joe, your problem is you hate everything Mets. You're a Met fan that wants everything outside of a Mets uniform, and you can't stand what's in the Mets uniform.
Correct.
So once you feel like a guy is no good, that is your belief, and that's done. Because he asked me, "Oh, Hector, won't you be upset if David Stearns doesn't make any moves?" I said, "Joe, it's possible. I got to see how we get there. But here's the difference between you and I. I think a Mark Vientos is better than what he's playing, and I believe he can be better. In your mind, Mark Vientos is trash, and he will never be good. I think Francisco Alvarez can be better than what he is. Am I frustrated with how he's played? Absolutely. But I still think the kid still has talent, and I'm willing to give him the time to get better. In your mind, he's trash, and he will never be good. So when I talk to you and I say, listen, Joe, if you look at it, and if we do get all our pitchers healthy and performing, where is there really a room for a starting pitcher? And who's that pitcher that you're going to plug in that's automatically better than all of these guys?
Yeah, I mean, Mitch Keller was the name they keep bringing up from the Pirates. And did you see the packages they wanted for this fucking guy? I mean, get the fuck out of here.
Well, that's a whole totally different story. I could give a damn about the packages, honestly. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I could.
But exactly. Then you got guys like the Mets have to do something. Okay, here's the an idea for a trade. Oh, you out of your mind? I'm not trading that guy. I'm not trading that guy. This guy's an idiot, because you see that on the timeline too. And that's why I don't get involved in that nonsense. Right? Because everybody has a different opinion of who they want to trade, who they don't want to trade, and what's the value, and what's not the value. Right. And they have these little machines, and they put it in the PlayStation. And if they can do it in the PlayStation, then let's do it. And they take out the human element out of everything. And there's a lot more to making a trade than putting it in the trade machine. No offense to anybody. I know you do that stuff with the Knicks. I get it.
It's different with the NBA.
Right. But to me, still, you know what I'm saying? There's still a lot more that goes into it.
I mean, look, it's always good to look at what a price of a guy is going for. You know, you want to know that before going in. I mean, if for example, in my opinion, the ideal move would be to get, Chapman from the Red Sox. But let's take into account the Red Sox. I think they've won 10 games in a row. They're right in it in the wild card with the Yankees. I think they're right there. The AL is wide open. So now you look at Chapman and you go, well, if you're going to get Chapman is going to literally cost you an arm and a leg. Chapman's going to probably go for Mauricio at the very least. So I'm not giving up fucking Mauricio for Chapman. I can't do it. That would be insane. So again, going back to it, and I think that's what Mark Healy meant, is they're going to make moves, but they're not going to pay this king's ransom out there for relief pitchers. And I think that's why we're going to see guys that are smaller names. You're going to see guys like David Robertson, who's a free agent, who's, turned down a $7 million option. It was a player option. He turned that down himself. But you're going to see guys like that probably end up here in a Mets uniform, because that's what they need. They need a left-handed pitcher, in my opinion, and Chapman fits that bill. But the AL is too wide open for the Red Sox to trade him. It's too wide open. They got a chance to make the World Series.
And that's another thing, too. That guys, well, go get this guy, go get that guy, go get this guy, go get that guy, and feel like
Duran isn't coming here.
Like, you have to force these teams to trade these players when these teams are also in their own right trying to get better. And like you said, it's wide open.
I've never seen the whole baseball is wide open. Last year we knew the Dodgers were the best team. You can't say that anymore. There's not one team you could point at and say, this fucking team's going to win the World Series. Last year, I felt that way about the Dodgers. I felt the Dodgers were head and shoulder above everybody. But this year, I don't feel that. I feel the Mets are a bat and a left-handed bullpen arm away from possibly winning a championship. That's pretty fucking close.
Yep. No, so we'll see. And then another thing that you have to factor into the pitching, right? Because there's another thing too, right? What do we keep clamoring for? Call up one of these studs. Call up one of these studs in the minors.
Right.
Then when we talk about trades, and you put one of these guys, or it's
You go
rumored that
nuts.
people don't, there's no way you trade them. So then, like, so what is it, right?
What are you
So
trying to do?
I say that to also say, because I told Joe the same thing. I said, Joe, you want to see? We're calling for these studs, right? They've told us that they're high on these studs, right? On these young guys. So what if they feel like, why am I going to go make this trade and waste these resources when I can get the same level of productivity possibly now and in the future for a much lesser price by bringing one of these guys up who we believe in? We just don't believe in bringing them up exactly when you guys want them up. So, yeah, we haven't brought up Sprout yet, but eventually we will, and we think that he's going to be a big part of this. And maybe the same thing for McLean or whoever
It's
else it may be. You know what I'm
Can
saying?
you give me the three names, Heck? It's Sprout, McLean. What's the third guy's name?
The third guy that everybody talks about that's probably not going to come up is Jonathan because he's still in AA. But I really like
That's
that
right.
kid.
Right.
Have you heard him speak? Eddie, go look up some of his interviews from the Futures games. It's the first
He's
time I've really
smart
listened
kid,
to him.
right?
Huh?
Is that the kid that's real smart when he speaks?
He's the only one that I've really heard speak, so I don't know. He sounded very smart. Yes.
Okay,
He has
yeah. All right,
personality.
we're on the same page.
He has personality. Like, I put out a post joking around saying, yo, call this guy up just so I can hear him speak. Like,
I know. I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's guys sometimes that I hear speak, and I'm like, get this guy off my damn screen. I don't want to hear him talk. I enjoyed this kid, man. So I'm really rooting for the stupid things that we find to root for.
He's in AA, so let's be fair, right?
Yeah, of course.
Be fair.
Of course. Oops.
But yeah, heck, just as I was saying, bro, the Mets are close. The baseball is extremely wide open. It is so wide open, it's insane. And the Mets have a lot of things going for themselves. You know, we got this. We got that 5 through 9 that is sort of a fucking black hole. I know you agree with me on that. You could address it. I think that if you address that 5 through 9, you just put one guy in there that can fucking break a game open, I think we're one of the favorites to win the championship. Do you agree with that statement?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But that's why this deadline is paramount. Like, this is all eyes on Stearns. Like, I understand what Mark Healy is saying. I really do. I understand it. When you sit back and you look and you rationally think about the team, yes. Could you bring in a starter? What level starter? Innings eater? Maybe? You know what I'm saying? Or do you go and get someone who's a bona fide ace? Now, people want to keep throwing out there Sandy Alcantara, you know what I'm saying? But
I don't think we need it.
What do you really expect from a Sandy Alcantara? Now, listen, maybe, and shout out to my guy, Master Flip. I wish I had it here. He did a post about his pitch usage and whatever. And I think he said the changeup, he wasn't using the changeup as much as he did before. And maybe that has something to do with his struggles or whatever. Listen, a lot of times you see a guy go somewhere.
Tommy John. Year one.
Right. But a lot of times, sometimes guy goes somewhere else, and it takes just that. Like, yo, you're using this pitch too much. Use this, or your sequence, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that could flip. So maybe we bring in Alcantara here, and he comes and he fucking, what's it called?
Levels up.
Like, jumps everybody and becomes our ace.
Oh,
he has that kind of potential, or even becomes a number 2 behind Senga.
But his
let's give Senga his props for the 4 innings that he's out there. For the 4 innings that he's out there, he's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? But that's a good thing about Alcantara, though. I think that even through his struggles and all that, he still goes out there and gives you 6-7 innings.
I don't think the Marlins are going to trade him just because of how bad he's been. They're going to wait probably till next year's deadline or the offseason where if he has a big second half, you move him and you get a haul. Because, again, Alcantara, as you say, Alcantara, this guy is one of the best pitchers in baseball when he's on. He's, and right now you're going to be paying 50 cents on the dollar for him. That's a fact. You're paying 50 cents on the dollar that you were paying just 6 months ago. So.
Yep. No, I agree. Now, so we'll see how that works. But the one thing I think we all agree on, the debate is, or the differences may be, is Some people want a big move, a headline move. I want an impactful move. Go
Yes.
out there and make a move that we can see the difference that it makes on the team. That's what I want.
I'm going
Whether
to
it be
tell
a
you this right now. There's one guy I don't want. I think I mentioned this to you before, but I'll mention it again for the audience. I want nothing to do with Eugenio Suarez. I want nothing to do with that guy. That guy he's a mercenary. He's been from team to team for a reason. He hasn't been this good since 2021, and he's only being that good because he's in a contract year. I do not want him. He's playing in a friendly
Eddie,
ballpark.
we don't need to have him long term, though. I'm not saying that I want him either. I'm not saying that I want him either. But what we're looking for is impact right now. And if we can ride him having a career year or whatever you want to call it, because he's in a contract year,
I don't think it's going to continue.
And we bring him in just for the end of the season, and he gives us that boost. I'm all for it. We don't have to bring him back. But my hope is for either Ronnie or Vientos to take hold of that spot there and do the damn thing. That's really what I'm rooting for, because I really believe in both of those guys. You understand what I'm saying?
I think the best option is to bring in probably like a DH, not a center fielder, not a third baseman. You go out and get a designated hitter that you could plug in.
But a guy that's going to play every day, or a left-handed version of a designated hitter,
an outfielder, and not a center fielder, or the DH
why
type.
Not a center fielder
because I don't think, again, if you look at the price tags on these guys, we already know Buxton's not coming here. Buxton's the obvious choice, right? Clearly, but he said he's not waiving the no trade clause, so Buxton's not coming here, so he's out. Then what does that leave you after that? If you look at the center fielders who are available, you don't want them. They're not worth it. They are not worth what their price tags are. So that leads me to go out and get the guy who's a DH that could put up the most for the lowest price. I don't know if I'm ready to trade off. I am not trading Mauricio for one of these guys. I can't do it. You'd be crazy to do it.
I don't want to trade Mauricio at all for anybody, to be honest with you. I want Mauricio to be a part of the New
York.
But
that's the price tag on these
whether
guys.
Whether it be third base. Listen, I'm going to tell you the truth, Eddie. I don't care what you tell me the price tag is, or anybody tells me the price tag is, because you know what? You're not in the room. It's David Stearns' job to figure out a way.
But you can figure out what the gauge is. You can figure out what the gauge is.
Well, you can make an educated guess.
Correct.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we don't really know.
And that's what I do.
It can make it. No, I respect that. I'm saying, but at the end of the day, okay, whatever. You're telling me that's a price tag. Let David Stearns figure out another way to make the deal. If that's a deal that he wants to make,
that's why I brought that up. You could get a bat. It's not going to be what you want. It's not going to be third base or center field, but it'll be a guy that could come in here and put fucking crooked numbers up, and that's all we want. It's all we want in that 5 through 9.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, what we want is go out there and get us an impactful player or two, whether it be an arm in the bullpen, lefty, righty, preferably a lefty. I know we got Brooks Raley, but we got to be a little cautious with that, right?
He's another guy coming off TJ.
And then give me a bat, whether that be a professional bat, a guy that drives and runs, a guy that gives me good at bats, whatever the hell it may be, or it could be whatever, a slugger. It could be somebody's dream. People are crazy.
A J-Ram?
You see the picture with J-Ram. That's some name that's been thrown out there.
That's the dream.
But even last night, going to the All-Star game when P hits the home run and him and Lindor about to take the pick, and
yes,
Tatis notices and he turns around and he gets in the pick, and people are like, oh, go get Fernando Tatis. Like, come on, let's be realistic.
I think Keith made a post on that. It was dope.
Let's be realistic. You know what I'm saying? This may be a little bit realistic.
That's fine.
I'm with that. I'm
good with that too. I don't want Cedric Mullins.
Me neither. And that's probably an unpopular opinion, but I don't want him either.
Bader's another name that's getting thrown out there.
Bader's a name that gets thrown around. At least we've had him, so I wouldn't go crazy if we bring him back.
But how much better is he than Tyrone Taylor had? Come on.
Yeah, a little bit better.
It's like fucking this much, bro. Yeah. I'm good with McNeil. I'm good. We can patch up together.
Dude, listen, let me look him up right now. I think he's a lot better than Tyrone Taylor when it comes to the plate.
No,
Ty-
he's definitely had a good first half. I think his
Tyrone
OPS
Taylor,
is something like 790, something like that. I looked him up the other day. He's around-
767 OPS, 11 home runs, 34 RBIs. He's
That's
batting
who he is, though.
254 with a 331 OPS. I mean, on base percentage.
Yeah, that's good for him. That's above his career marks, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why I don't think you think if you get a guy like him, I think he probably levels back down to who he is.
What the hell is Tyrone Taylor doing?
Tyrone Taylor is awful.
Basura, right?
Offensively, he's awful. His glove is great. Defense, not so much.
Oh my gosh. Tyrone Taylor, 2 home runs, 17 RBIs, 213 average, 267 on base. And I'm a Tyrone Taylor guy.
Yes.
267 on base percentage.
That's pretty
and a
bad.
580 OPS. Yeah. Go get me Harrison Beta, brother. I don't know what the hell you talking about.
Again, this is coming just so for the audience, you know, this is coming from a cost analysis standpoint. That's why I keep saying get
Are
the
you
DH.
trying to win the World Series, or what the hell are you trying to do here?
Of course, I'm trying to win a World Series. At the same time,
That should be the main goal.
But
Let's worry about sustained success. I'm all for the sustained success and being a responsible organization and all of that. I'm not saying let's not do that. But the main goal right now should be to win a World Series. You just told me 15 minutes ago that is wide open. It's wide open.
And here's my counter.
Talk to me about cost. Figure it out.
Here's my counter.
I'm Steve Kerr.
Harrison Beta doesn't put you over the top.
Figure it out.
Harrison Beta doesn't put you over the top. That's my counter.
Okay. Well, find me something that does.
Thank you. That's all I want.
Figure it out. That's fine. Now I'm Steve Kerr and you're David Stearns, mister. You want to be worried about cost. I don't care about cost. Always. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you the money. I'm going to give you whatever it takes. But you're not just worried about the money. I know you're worried about the assets too and the prospects and all that. I get it. I'm just having fun.
No. It's all good.
When we do this show, we're going to have fun.
Yeah. Again, so this is very simple, Heck. I don't think Harrison Beta puts you over the top. I think there's guys out there that are in that 20 home run range, that 240, 250 average. That guy that could play right field, left field, that or DH, that guy's going to put you over the top. You plug him in 5 through 9, and you get a guy that can put up crooked numbers, and we are good to go, bro. Good to go. No rope, Robert, please. No rope. Jesus Christ with this guy. I mean, he's the worst. He's terrible.
I want no part of that either.
No.
You mentioned David Robertson. Will Salmon just had an article yesterday in The Athletic. Shout out to Will Salmon. Talk about free agent David Robertson could be an option for teams seeking bullpen help. Blah blah blah. You know, Met fans get excited.
He's gonna get signed.
Would you be interested in Will Salmon?
In David Robertson, you mean?
I mean, David Robertson.
Absolutely. You look at his fastball numbers, his slider numbers. I know it's his slider numbers. Last 2 years, he's actually gone up. He's at 93.3 with his slider numbers. So you keep that going. You figure he goes and gets you. He costs you probably $7-8 million prorated. That's peanuts. He's free. Fuck it, take him. He's been here and had success. I'm all for it. Give me David Robertson.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Initially, I'm like, to hell with David Robertson. Listen, when we traded him, I've told you this. I was upset because of what it signified to the season.
Because we punted the whole season.
I was always scared that he was gonna, and that's what happened.
Never did.
No, he struggled when we traded him. He struggled that year.
Right? No, you're 100% right. 100%.
He didn't finish well, so I was like, you know what? Good riddance. We got out of that just in time.
But he didn't pitch the first half. That's what I like about him this year.
You know, I get it. I've never been like, oh, we should bring him back. But it's been a continuing thing since we let him go, where fans want to bring him back.
Yeah, it's nostalgia.
I saw earlier today, because again, I'm like, David Robertson again with this David Robertson stuff. But then I saw what someone posted. I forget who it was. Shout out to you, whoever the hell it was, who said it's better than what the hell we've been bringing up.
Correct. Correct.
And I said, you know what? He's right. And when I'm talking about, I don't give a damn about cost or anything like that. Oh, he's gonna cost us money. And if
That's
there's
it.
anything that we have, it is money. And shout out to Jonathan from X who's been saying all year, like, yo, bring him in. It's just money. And if we
That's
gotta
just
cut
it.
ties, we cut ties. Who
Yeah.
cares? So you know what? Bring him in.
What? Hector, that's our specialty. That's our specialty, the checkbook. And if it doesn't work out, it's goodbye. See you later. You cut the check and it's a loss. They don't care. Cohen and Stearns don't give a shit. They've shown this time and time again.
Yep. Now, as we get ready to wind it down here, and shout out to Quay and my guy Rudy in the background. You guys know they help us
Appreciate you
out, Rudy
guys.
with the graphics and stuff, and Quay's with the transition in between scenes and stuff like that, and bringing stuff up on the screen. So shout out to them, as always. Good looking. Um, as we get ready to transition here towards the end, you've mentioned his name a couple of times as someone you don't want to trade. It's really the only name that you've mentioned as someone you don't want to trade. And I know um you wanted to talk about this, and you had sent me this too, and I read it, and it was pretty damn good. Now I can't find it. Now I can't. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. And it was a story again by Will Salmon. Shout out to Will Salmon
Yep.
from the Athletic.
He's
Covers
great,
the
by the way.
Mets. Does a good job. Along with all those guys, I think all those guys do a good job. I
Yeah.
don't have a problem with any of them. But he spoke to, I guess, Ronnie Mauricio and Juan Soto and maybe others. But I remember him. I read the article. I remember him speaking more to Ronnie and Juan Soto. And basically, the gist of the article was how Mauricio was one of the guys, the few people, and
Spoke up.
definitely not the only, if not the only, one of the few young guys for sure that spoke up in that team the players meeting that they had. You know what I'm saying? And I know that impressed you as like as far as his leadership abilities and what that can mean. So I'll let you speak on it because it was your thing,
No, no, no.
and I have my thoughts on it as well. But
It's
other things that
yeah.
I was impressed about.
Well, again, like you said, it's impressive to see a young kid in not having the best year, coming off a major injury during a players only meeting, and a guy that doesn't speak English as his first language to come up and have the balls to speak to the rest of his teammates. That shows me leadership. That shows me confidence. That shows me a guy I want to build around. As at that age, and having Juan Soto go out and say, I love the fact that this guy spoke. I'm good, bro. I am doing whatever it takes to let Ronnie Mauricio grow and get himself established on this Mets team. I am not giving this guy up. I think he is, out of all these young guys, he's it. I really believe that.
No, for sure. No, that's
Where's your
definitely
stance on it?
no, 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 no. It's definitely good to see, and that was definitely impressive to see the leadership skills. But we've seen that out of Alvarez. If the production is not there, it's hard to be a leader. Also, you know what I'm saying. So we've seen Alvarez show leadership skills, rally the troops, all that good stuff. But where's Alvarez? He's in AAA. Um, so if you don't produce, same thing can happen for Ronnie. But that impressed me. But what impressed me more also, and we've seen it on the field, if you watch the games, is where he's gotten better at the plate, right? And laying off of them pitches.
Right.
And in the article, you see it says it a little bit more. He's been working with Juan Soto on his plate discipline, right? He's been working with Juan Soto on his plate discipline. And if you watch the games recently, you're like, man, Ronnie's doing a better job of laying off some pitches. Now, yeah, of course, he still swings because he's a wild boy. He's a free swinger.
He's a
You know
kid
what I'm
too.
saying? And it takes time. It takes time. But we've seen it. So I think that's also a good thing. The fact that he's working with Soto and the results are showing out too. Because you could work with somebody
Nothing
and it
happened.
can it could do it could do nothing.
Right.
So no, man, it's all good stuff with Ronnie. Let's hope it keeps going. We see the defense at third base. I've always said, if not shortstop, I'd like him better at second or third over, I like him better at third. I don't see him as a second baseman. He's just too big, in my opinion. Too damn big.
I agree with that. He's more of a shortstop third baseman. He's left side.
Yeah. And as we've learned, he also feels more comfortable on that side of the ball. So no, definitely excited for Ronnie. Good job by Ronnie. Keep it up. Now keep laying off of them 57-foot sliders, and we'll
Yes.
be even happier.
Don't
Those
chase
drive me,
back doors.
those drive me crazy.
Yeah, they try to hit the back foot on you, you know?
Right. Let's see what else we got here before we get out of here. Okay, this is gonna be, I don't know if fun. I'm gonna try to behave myself. But there was a video today that apparently got taken down that was shared on X. Hold on here. By Emily in Queens,
Okay.
shared this video on X, right? So we want to put it there, give Emily her proper credit. I guess we could play it like this, but I like to make it full screen because it just looks better.
Sure.
But we got this video from Emily, who got it, I guess, from MLB.com. Or I don't know where she got it from. Shout out to her, man. Like some people, I don't know where the hell they find things, bro. And this had people talking. But have you watched this?
I have not.
Okay, so let's watch together, and then you'll see what people are talking about. As we all know, this weekend, David Wright's number will be retired on July 19th, bobblehead on Sunday, July 20th, and all that good stuff. So this video was somewhere. Emily found this, and it's caused a stir.
Proud to be on that short list of guys that have been considered captain of this franchise.
7 All-Star teams. Broke the Mets franchise record for hits. David Wright has hit his first World Series home run.
Player for the dramatic.
You can't proclaim yourself a captain. It's got to be bestowed on you upon other people.
David Wright brings himself back into the lineup with thunder. Holy smokes! The captain is back!
It's truly been an honor of a lifetime to take the field with you and serve as your captain. I truly bleed orange and blue.
When he comes to the plate, that place rocks.
It's gone! Francisco Lindor! He may have just outdone himself!
What a leader, what a star that the New York Mets have.
Linsanity! I could chant MVP all night.
You go, we go. That is Lindor with these Mets.
If Carlos Mendoza and the organization wants to drop a C on him, it makes sense.
Proud.
So naturally,
Why did they have to take that? Why was it taken down?
I don't know, because people are going crazy and assuming and saying, "Oh, we're gonna get the announcement this weekend that Francisco Lindor is the new captain of the New York Mets. They're gonna announce it during that day. They're gonna have David Wright handed over, whatever." You know what I'm saying? People go nuts. So I guess I don't know. Hey, maybe that's what's happening. They say, "Oh, this shouldn't have got out." Now people are talking. We wanted to surprise everybody. Maybe there's nothing even remotely close to that happening. They're saying, you know what, take that down because people are talking about something that we're not gonna do. We're not even thinking about doing, which they probably are thinking about doing. Who the hell knows? I don't know why they took it down, but that's what's happened today also, you know. And listen, where is it? Ray, I am with you, my guy. I am with you. I was talking to Joe earlier, and I hate the fact that there's no games tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got to wait all the way till Friday. Part of why we did this today, what's going on here, guys? Quay?
What's the Saturday is the day they're retiring it, right?
Saturday, yes. I don't know why that came up, guys. I apologize. Part of why I guess these guys are telling me to wrap it up. I run this damn ship now. Part of why I did this today, to make sure we did this today, is because of that, to give us something at least to take a couple of hours, an hour at least, you know what I mean? Because there's no games or anything like that. And we're supposed to be your filling on an off day, right? For a little bit. So here we are. But I agree with you. And now I kind of lost my train of thought. Thanks, Quay. Damn. The hell I was gonna say? What were we talking about?
It was about David Wright's number being retired and Lindor possibly being captain.
And yeah, maybe shit, it just got dark in here. What the hell? Oops, he's got even worse.
There you go.
And Lindor being named captain. So basically, your thoughts. I mean, I think we know your thoughts. We all said, listen, if it's done, it's done. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't think Lindor is going to be made captain this weekend because that takes away the shine of David Wright. So I don't see how that's logical. I mean, it's cool if it happens. Sure, I'm all for it, but I just don't see. I don't think it's realistic.
Yeah, I don't think they should do it. Some people say that's cool, have him pass it on. I honestly don't think it's a big deal. I don't understand what is this.
It's not.
This hunger, this whatever to have a captain named. Like, who cares? I want a World Series championship. That is my only focus. Do things that'll make us World Series champs. Do we really think naming Francisco Lindor will make us World Series champs? Shoot, I could argue it may cause issues if some people are like, wait a minute, why is he the captain? Why is there not co-captains?
Right.
What about Juan Soto? Shouldn't he be the captain?
Brandon Nimmo.
People talk about the captain. It's got to be the best player. Well, isn't Juan Soto our best player supposedly? Right, and I'm just saying. I'm not saying that I feel like this or anything. I just don't care as much as everybody else does. You know, and like this has to happen. We have to have a captain. Like, how many captains are there in baseball? Name me the captains in baseball. Who are the captains? You know, Eddie?
Judge, Salvador Perez.
Because you know what I'm saying? Oh, good job. I forgot about that. Good job by you.
I think that's it. Might be one or two more, maybe. I'm pretty sure that's about it. I know Salvador Perez and Judge. After that,
you know, so I just don't.
Is that it? Is that all the captains there are?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up. Let's look it up for the audience.
But I don't think there's that many. I looked it up a few weeks ago. I think there's only like 4, maybe 3 or 4. I think you named pretty much all of them. But listen, if it happens, congratulations to him, and let's go. But all I'm focused on is winning a World Series. That's what I'm
There's 3.
There's 3.
Yeah, it's Judge, Perez, and Marcus Semien. I didn't know that about Marcus Semien. I didn't know he was a captain.
There you go. And that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's many people doubting him now, Cheryl. And if they are, they're out of their damn mind. In my opinion, Pete Alonso should be offered an extension yesterday. Eddie and everybody else is going to say, no, look, Eddie, right away. He wants to lose his mind. But we're not doing that because we're about to get out of here. We're going to keep this into a tidy hour. Maybe we'll go over maybe a minute or two. But we're going to keep this to a tidy hour as we've exhausted everything. But,
I'm up for to talk a Pete extension. If he wants to talk, I'm up for it.
They should maybe consider it, but I don't know if he will or what.
I think it might become a distraction, like you said, like with the captainship. You don't know, you don't know what that's stuff.
Maybe. Jeffrey, have you been talking to Junior? I haven't seen all the comments. I got a text from my guy Junior earlier and say, yo, looking forward to the show. Whatever. I'll be in there until you guys start talking about Hayden Senger. And then Jeffrey says, name Hayden Senger captain. So now I'm wondering if you were talking to Junior.
Yeah.
If you were talking to Junior behind the scenes. You're trying to get Junior out of the stream? Nah, man. Don't get my guy Junior out of the stream. Yeah, man, Ray. Like, listen, captain, no captain, whatever, man. Let's go out there and win a World Series.
Yep.
Let's go out there and win a World Series. And the path to that starts this weekend with the Cincinnati Reds. Oops.
Yes.
My bad, Quake. Let you do your job. My bad. With the Cincinnati Reds. Now, we don't know who the hell is pitching for us. But this is who they have.
Wow, we don't even know one guy, huh?
Nick Lodolo, Nick Martinez, and I don't know what this other guy's first name is. Numbers don't look too bad for any of them. I mean, I guess Nick Martinez with a 7.9, 4.78 ERA, not great. But Lodolo, 3.38 ERA, not terrible. And Abbott with a 2.07 ERA, pretty damn good. Now, Mendoza said that he was going to wait to see Then we're gonna wait to see how what's his face,
Mania.
how Mania and Clay Holmes came out of the game on Sunday to decide whether we're gonna do coming out of the break. So that means to tell me they're thinking about maybe opening up with one of those two guys on Friday. You would think Senga would follow soon after that. How long do you want to keep him out for?
And,
Uh,
and Montez too. Isn't Montez in this? I think.
yeah, but come on, Montez is like your third or fourth starter, my guy.
Right.
What are we talking about here? I'm talking about coming out of the break. Who are you gonna open up?
I don't
How
know
do you-
how they're going to do it.
How do? Well, obviously we don't know. They don't even know yet. I'm just thinking out loud, like, and just taking into what he said and who the main guys are in the rotation. But I'm not looking at the schedule. Maybe they want to line it up for a certain thing. You know,
The
they also
rest,
look
6-day
they
rest.
look at the end of the season and how they want to match that up going into the playoffs as much as possible while also focusing on right now. But I don't know. Do you go Senga on Friday, Manaya Saturday, Holmes on Sunday? I got no problem with that. That actually sounds phenomenal to me. Or Holmes
Mania.
Saturday, Manaya Sunday, or do you go Manaya Friday, Senga Saturday, Holmes Sunday? Do you go, Manaya, Holmes, Senga? Do you go Holmes, Manaya, Senga, Holmes, Senga, Manaya? Whatever you do, I'm gonna think it's gonna be those three guys.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would think you give Peterson some time. He pitched in the All-Star game, the travel, all that stuff. My guy, take a break. You know what? You possibly pitch on Tuesday. Are we off Monday? I can't remember. But maybe give Peterson a whole week from even though it was a one inning appearance, but still, I don't know. But I
Yeah.
don't know how that affects, how who can deal with the long layoff, who can't, who you want to get right back out there to get them back in the groove.
It's
You know what I'm
also
saying?
do guys toss during the break or not? That's something too. That's that the off
Well,
days they throw.
so that's how I met Manaya. Of course,
Right.
they tried to
There you
toss.
go.
Manaya went out there because he needed to toss because he knew he was going to pitch on Friday. Right now, our game got canceled yesterday, so he was out there looking to play catch. Sorry, Sean. Central Park was closed because of the rain. Central Park, they weren't letting nobody on the field until 3 o'clock. Now that's kind of almost the time that he showed up last year, because he showed up as we finished playing, so it was like 2-3 o'clock. So if he
Right.
showed up at that time, the field might have been open, but I don't know who was going to be out there. It sure as hell wasn't going to be Heck. I'm just saying. But yeah, no, guys throw during this time for sure. They have to. And also, depending on, they have an idea of when they might pitch. So they take that into account as well. But I would think that coming out, we're going to see those three guys,
Yeah.
a variation of those three guys: Manaya, Holmes, and Senga.
Senga.
Maybe you throw
Yeah.
Peterson in there. I mean, Peterson, I guess technically could go what? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe? Is that 5 days rest?
Sunday. Because yesterday was Tuesday.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, so technically he could go Sunday. So do you push
And
a
also,
Holmes?
too, you got to worry about the Clay Holmes, innings.
That's what I was going to say. Do you push Holmes now because of that and give him a little bit more time and push him? Maybe he's the fifth guy to start out at the break, and you don't start him to like Tuesday or Wednesday. Do you go with a 6-man rotation right away?
That's why I mentioned Montez.
We play the
might
Angels
see
on
Montez.
Monday. We play the Angels on Monday, so there's no day off. Do we have 6 starters available right now? What do we got? Senga, Manaya, Holmes, Peterson, Montas.
5.
And I'm missing anybody?
Blackburn's not going to be ready till August.
No Blackburn, no McGill.
McGill's, I think, August too, or something like that.
But there's another guy. Oh, and Canning. Canning is out.
Canning is done.
So we only have those 5 guys. Do they go with a bullpen game? We know they like to give these guys that extra day, especially Senga. So do they stick a bullpen game somewhere in there? It'll be interesting to see how they do it. But I would think those would be the first 3 guys, except for maybe you try to throw Peterson on Sunday and push maybe a Holmes to the 4th or 5th starter coming out the break. I think it may be smart to push him to the 4th or 5th start, maybe even the 5th. Give him some more time.
With the amount of innings, I think you have to
get him towards the end as much as possible.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll start finding out tomorrow how that's going to work out, and we'll go from there. Other than that, Eddie, unless you got anything else, I think we're pretty good.
That's it.
I think we touched on everything. Yeah, I think we touched on everything.
I think so.
Shout out to David Wright. I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to have to smack you around here. And the fans are gonna go crazy when you start dissing David Wright. So shout out to
I'm
David
just
Wright.
shutting my fucking mouth.
Congratulations, David Wright, on your number retirement. I should be at the ballpark. Should be a good day. So anybody out there, hope we rock out. Come say hello, or don't come say hello. We'll see what happens with the captaincy or not. I don't really. It's not a big deal. What we will be watching is David Stearns and what he does over the next few weeks. What we
Right.
got? Maybe 2 weeks before the deadline. July
Yeah.
31st, right? 2 weeks
I
pretty
mean,
much
it's,
before the deadline.
yeah, 14 days. Exactly.
So we'll have our eyes on that. But more than anything, now I don't want to say anxious, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this team looks with a healthy Sean Manaea. Hopefully it stays like that. With a
Senga.
healthy Kodai Senga leading the rotation. That's what I'm looking forward to right now.
And
You know?
hoping David Peterson's success carries over. Hoping McGill, when he comes back, can find some consistency. Clay Holmes doesn't hit a wall with all these innings. And you hope the same for the bullpen as well.
Yes.
Because they're logging
then-
shit innings.
Then anxious to see, or looking forward to see what are they going to do with Alvarez. When is he going to finally come back?
Ooh,
Are they going to bring him back here coming out of the break?
he was just
sound
named
like it.
Player of the Week in AAA.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it. We haven't heard anything of the sorts. So I don't know. Are they going to have him keep playing down there and still figuring things out? Is Mark Vientos, who's shown signs lately, going to be able to come out? So we'll see. All this stuff is going to be interesting. Swaggy V, not a good season so far. Not a good season so far.
Sophomore slump.
But a little bit better here. A little bit better here in July. A little bit better here in July.
Still horrible numbers.
You know what I'm saying? Francisco Lindor, who got off to a good start,
Yeah, he's cooled off.
then cooled off. Kind of like would move to second, got a little, I don't want to say hot, but a little bit better. We'll see how he comes out now. We know Teflon Juan,
Teflon.
very
He got that average up to 262. That's pretty good.
very, very, very underwhelming start. Extremely underwhelming start. A phenomenal individual June that didn't really lead to much winning, but a great June nonetheless. Pretty good in July, but we expect that he will turn into that impactful player, that game changer
Yep.
that we brought him here to be. Brandon Nimmo,
Sneaky good this month.
sneaky good all year, pretty much. But
Yeah, that's
very
fact.
damn good. Very damn good this month. But just a solid year. 259. Like to see the average get a little bit higher there, but okay, 259, 784 OPS. Yeah, it could be a little bit better.
18 homers. That's great for him.
18 home runs, 53 RBIs. Pretty
Not
solid
striking
stuff.
out as much.
And a great July. And then, of course, the MVP of the first half,
Yep.
MVP himself, who again was robbed last night. Listen, who would have said 280 average for Pete at any point in the
Oh
season?
my God. Yeah.
And this is where he's at.
97 games played. Wow. Okay. We're in the
Hey,
home
man.
stretch now, heck. Home stretch.
He's played every game.
Yeah.
So we have 65 games, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we say this is the midpoint of the season or whatever, but it really isn't.
It's not. It's the end.
65 games left. We are 54 and 22, right?
Yes.
No,
No, I think it's 42.
42. What kind of math is that, heck? We wish.
Is it, we're 13 games over, I thought. Or 12.
Whatever.
Get
The
myself
point
mixed up.
is, I thought this was a 54 win team. I mean, a 94 win team. Some people threw out 97.
I said over 100.
I won't, well, before the season. I don't think you said that before the season.
Ooh.
What
I
did
was
you
up
say
there.
What did you say before the season?
I was high 90s.
High 90s. There was a point where they were at a 104 win pace, I think it was, something
Right.
like that. They're at 54 wins now. I was thinking about this the other day. 54 wins with 65 to play.
You
I
figure
thought
what? 90 gets you in?
I thought they would. I highly doubt that. I thought they would win
You
94
lower?
games. I don't give a damn about Ed, can I finish the thought and then you could
My bad.
talk about what gets you in. I'm just thinking about they have 54 wins. My preseason number was 94. They have 65 games left. They would have to win 40. 40 and 25. Is that possible?
Yeah.
That's great baseball. If they could do that, that would be great. What it takes to get in, I don't know. I don't care about getting in. I want to win a division. I'll let you worry about getting in. I want to win a division. We're half game out. Don't talk to me about getting in.
Right.
A little in a few weeks, in a month, maybe we'll start focusing on getting in. You know what I'm saying? But right
Yeah.
now, I want to win a division. So I'm trying to think, like, man, we got to play some very good baseball, bro.
Yeah, and it's been 10 years now since we haven't won, or 11 years since we won a division.
Yeah.
Excuse me, aside from 2022, we didn't win it either.
So now think about it. You don't remember what your number was, but high 90s. Let's say you said 97 wins before the season.
I was up there. I was very high in the.
We need 43 wins to get there in 65 games.
That's a lot of fucking wins.
So we either do for some very good baseball, some fun baseball. Because just think about it. If we're gonna get anywhere over 90 wins, we need to win 40 games and bet. Well, we could get to 90 wins with 36 wins right now, right? But I don't want to just get 90. I just don't want to get 90 wins.
Yeah.
I want more. I want whatever it takes to win a division. Go out there and give me.
It's gonna be a battle.
Go out there and give me 40 and better, and that's gonna be a fun couple of months. But we'll see. We'll see. That's why they play the games, right?
That's a hell of a pace, though, man. 40 and 25 that's rough. That's tough. It's tough. They could do it if all the parts come together. They could do it, especially the pitching.
Now, I don't have the numbers in front of me. They've been playing at maybe 1 or 2 game over 500 clip. So to think
40 and 25. Yeah.
That's a reach, right? But
right.
We're also getting healthier, and that's the key. And David Stearns, go make the damn moves.
Yes.
That it takes to get that done. Yo, good shit, Eddie.
Yeah, you too, Ed.
Shout out to everybody in the room, man. Shout out to all the viewers. Shout out to everybody in the comments. We appreciate you guys. You know, we try to incorporate you guys as much as possible. We apologize if we couldn't get to you. I'm not even going to try to shout out the names because there's too many of y'all, and I don't want to miss anybody. I think maybe, I don't know when the next time we'll do this, we'll figure it out. But you know, the next off day will definitely be on. Maybe we'll sneak one in there in between series if at all possible. But until then, everybody enjoy the rest of the time off. Get back at it on Friday. We need you in tip-top shape, just like we need the players in tip-top shape. Wherever you are, you know you got to be pushing and rooting hard, even if sometimes we get a little critical, you know what I'm saying? And we say, damn, we wish Juan Soto was a little bit more enthusiastic to taking the home run pick. Man, we wish Ronnie Mauricio didn't have to push him to go. Heck, shut up. I'm just having fun, Eddie. I don't know if you see what's going on with me and my opinions, but hey, it is what it is. New year, new reason to come after Heck. It is what it is, man.
I wouldn't worry about it.
I don't. Heck just keeps having fun, but I just let it be known that it's here.
Shout out to the audience, man. Shout out to everybody that keeps showing up in their lives, man. We appreciate you. Can't thank you enough.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't forget, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.
Peace.